So I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what 5 people are already doing here, but you guys are cool. Bunch of fucking heroes. Time to shill to 400 people. And so it goes. Just fucking dropped yet another daily update for this thing because I can't leave well enough alone despite it just being released. My fucking brain don't work too good, I guess. But I'm pretty pleased with the gradual iteration. Ow, my ears. Something wrong? Did I fuck it up? Lots of static, huh? Okay, if it's 2 people, I'll take a look. Hold on. Tenchi, if you don't heal yourself, I swear to fucking God. What?
Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, each one she passes goes. When she walks, she's like a samba that swings so cool and sways so gently, that when she passes, each one she passes goes. Oh, but he watches so sadly. How can he tell her he loves her? Yes, he would give his heart gladly. But each day when she walks to the sea, she looks straight ahead, not at him. Tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, he smiles, but she doesn't see. So sadly, how can he tell her he loves her? Yes, he would give his heart gladly, but each day when she walks to the sea, she looks straight.
Hey! Hey! It turned off my fucking phantom power again. That's incredible. Okay, it looks like mic levels are normal. I think. I don't know, what's going on? Things were shitty before, maybe they're not now? I don't know. This is difficult to troubleshoot. Okay, sounds normal. Great. I don't know what that was then, I guess. Fucking OBS just freaking out. Fucking notch in the to-do list. For... I guess as long as I'm here. Check ASIO buffer size on desktop audio device. Save. Okay, thank God. Had enough of that. Hey, it's the fucking spectator skybox bug. Buffered as soon as the oops appeared on your bumper. Well, yeah, that was because I had to fucking restart OBS. So I'm like, alright, let's reinitialize this audio device. And the fucking OBS ASIO plugin, which is not an official plugin, is like, did you mean destroy this audio device? And I'm like, no! No, I didn't. Stop. Anyway. Sorry for the fucking shuffle. Hi, everybody. Playing a little bit of the new Juicebox update, which is almost exclusively back-end stuff. There's some changes made to the way recovery works that make it, like, a little bit less randomly frustrating and give you some more control, but it's kind of edge case stuff, IMO. Mostly I managed to finally fucking pin down the bug that I was running into, that apparently nobody else was running into, where, nice, good start, where the tech visual would just randomly not draw if you are on a mob-scaled map, like something that was too mob-scaled. I never would have figured this out on my own, but it was a combination of camera distance and display offset aggravating a hardcode bug. Because it is always a hardcode bug. Everyone knows I never make mistakes. Laughs in breaking end-of-race tips for no reason. That was pretty dirty. I don't see how that could have been avoidable. Hey, 3 for 3 too. Yeah, as it turns out, so there's a base game bug that causes the, like, camera culling behavior, the don't draw this because it's inside your camera stuff, to not take into account mob scale correctly. Which mostly doesn't matter on its own outside of, like, a couple of edge cases. But when you combine it with a very high display offset on a given object, the OGL renderer does not like that, because the display offset parameter doesn't actually control sprite sorting in OpenGL. It just moves the object closer to the camera to pretend that it's doing sprite sorting. And so that internal fucking camera movement was bringing the object inside the bugged don't render me distance. Nope. Hey, no. Wow. I actually just got past anyway, though. I didn't actually know Seaside was so close. Let's drop into broadcast. There we go. As a bonus, while I was there, I fixed a fucking software bug. Did you know that if you create an object in fucking SOC and omit certain values, it will populate those values with sane defaults? But if you create the same object in Lua and omit the same values, it will fill all of those empty spots with 0. I hate it here. And so the little go cue, the fucking flashing ring and the go button, that was considered to be 0 height, which was causing it to fucking fail a FOF visibility check. And I guess because it was being drawn over the player with display offset, when it came time to draw the player sprite, it was like, well, something else got fucking occluded that was drawn right on top of me. Guess I'd better bail. And so the result is that while you were supposed to tech in these weird, like, fucking low FOF situations, your character actually became completely invisible. So that's very good. Oh, I missed it! I missed it and died for it. Shit. Oh, okay. Not panicked. Dude! Help! Goodbye. I would really like to shake that Jaws targeting. Oh dear. Oops. Now I have no item, that's great. That's exactly what I wanted to happen in this situation. Not the fucking same spot again. Woo! That's excellent. Yeah, Toaster was telling me about how display offset used to do nothing in OpenGL, and it, like, moving stuff towards the camera at least allows it to do something. Which is like, that makes sense, but man, that specific interaction, not once in a million years would I have guessed that that was the way that fucking thing was working. That's insanity. I think, let me fucking open the Juicebox to do context sort. Double check loss of control / QR stuff when death pitting. Drop dash seemed to be working fine, but I think it might be double playing a sound or something. So I want to make sure I handle that. Like the specific situation where you're in spin out and death pit. I need to handle that situation anyway for like fucking egg box pain chains. Maybe that'll be the next fucking actual gameplay change update. Because it's kind of lame that, like, if you're hit into it, goodbye. If you're hit into a death pit with an egg box timer on you, you get your egg box timer after recovering. So the whole thing just hurts way more than it needs to. Like, I'm kind of okay with it hurting that badly, but, like, it's probably more in line with the rest of Juicebox to be a little bit more lenient in that case. Nah, I love being able to hold orbitals like a jackass. Just taking super wide turns and threatening everyone around me. Bonk! Thank you. Oh, no, no, no. Fuck. Why would that even be there? Oh, okay, so it's everyone. Wow, literally every player in the game is on this turn now. What have I created? Dude, everyone is here. Literally just the whole fucking race. Same turn beating the shit out of each other. Well, hey, the comeback mechanics are working. Jesus Christ. I think I did good, but I'm also a little terrified. It's weird because, like, despite everyone basically fucking beating the shit out of each other constantly, I think, like, strong players and weak players in the same match, strong players actually finish ahead more consistently with this because they're given more chances to catch, like, a weak player who just gets lucky and gets ahead. Because sometimes people who are, like, just barely capable of front-running just run away with the race. And nobody can get within, like, striking distance of them. And that just doesn't happen in Juicebox. I think everyone benefits from the new mechanics, but the net, like, effect of the changes is that whenever anyone gets ahead, anyone in the race who can drive worth half a damn gets the opportunity to attack them. And anybody else they fucking care to attack. And so the result is that people who are overall more proficient at avoiding items and putting their cart in the fucking right place get to win interactions way more often. Keeping an eye on that fucking rubber burn turn stuff. That's what it's called internally in the code. I don't know if any actual, like, documentation refers to the whole break plus excel thing to, like, adjust your angle in circumstances where you're normally not allowed to turn. It's like, I know some people know that you can use that when, like, drop dashing. Oh, dear. Well, whatever happens now is your fault. You egg-boxed me? I passed you. Fuck it. Yes, it's called rubber burn turn basically everywhere it's referred to in the code, because you make the fucking tire squeal noise. Oh yeah, they changed it so that fucking drop dashing automatically puts you in that state. When in, like, launch versions you needed to do that. But yeah, you can do that in, like, explosion hit stun and shit. And, like, in Wipeout and Spinout, there's a window of time right before recovering where you can't turn, not like in a normal way, but you can still do the break plus excel rubber burn turn, which is really weird. But yeah, making that more friendly with fucking tech inputs gives players a lot more control over, like, the angle that they're recovering at after a hit. With the caveat that, like, you have to react fairly quickly and do an input sequence that isn't, like, strict, but does require that you keep a cool head. And there's definitely a window at the end of Spin Out and Wipeout where you can use it. It's not just explosions. It's very strange. I'm not sure off the top of my head if it applies to Squish. I should probably have tested that before implementing this. Nope. That's a rough spot. So, like, I expected most of the internal testers to be, like, dominant in, like, net games shortly after release. But there's been a couple people who barely even played in public test that are just, like, killers. I've seen Exalt and Nil around here a lot, and they always seem to do pretty well. Hey, Az. How's the cold treating you? You feeling any better? Ah! Teek says this hilltop track is gorgeous. I'm so glad that Ivo gives a fuck about Sonic 2. That makes 3 people who do kart mods who give a fuck about Sonic 2. Me, Shenji, and Ivo. Why did I throw there? What are you doing? Need some light proofing? That's fucking good. I mean, anybody who's seen my fucking room camera has seen the aluminum foil that I put up on my sad and shitty window. Because fuck the sun, I have lamps. This post was made by a moth. Don't you dare throw that. Oh my goodness. You're fucking awful. Mr. Cow says, YouTube thinks, at least to me, that this game is Minecraft. And it's open world. Yeah, Splashdown is super a Sonic 4 track. Hell, the fucking, the thread on Ivo Industries is like subtitled, "Warning, contains someone giving a shit about Sonic 4" or something. Hilltop is a good level. But like, the unbelievably shitty fucking FM harmonica makes me so happy. It's just so sad to be alive. Oh, okay. I'm in... Wait. Oh, okay. So Coop just took the rocket start. I'm like, where the fuck did you go? It's kind of a lame place to recover because a lot of the fucking duration was cut short. Ow. Oh god! Help! Huh, okay. Oh, good. Being able to hit that gate from below is pretty good. Oh yeah, I forgot. At some point before release, I said, I want to turn off the gate decay for sinks so you can just hold them forever. With no penalty. And I didn't end up doing that, but I don't... Oh, fucking come on. Ooh, boy. Help me. Slayer says, you should have made the sink have negative decay. Oh, God. I mean, I guess I could have. I don't know what kind of UI I'd do for that, but it making gates stronger seems pretty funny. Alright, so I just drowned continuously, and it was basically all my own fault. That happens sometimes. That crazy gap, though. I think, like, super low lap count courses. Something weird happens to items. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Dude, I swear to God, if I fucking take out my phone one more time and tab into, like, the first unread channel that I see, and it's a fucking you don't own an air fryer meme. I wonder... I'm thinking about what order fucking respawning actually happens in. I'm gonna have to, like, do some tests later. If I wanna, like... You'd be shocked how finicky tests, like, when you die, check if you were in spin-out can actually be, and how much weird state they sometimes tend to involve, because hardcode tries to be helpful. Oh. I see. I thought I might have been able to get away with it. Yeah, me too. I should have just fucking shooed. Yeah, close enough. They're not even that far out. I'm surprised to see an SPV. Yeah, they're like not even a full turn ahead. Now somebody's gonna tell me some shit like, oh, the SPV check also doesn't care about mob scale. I would like second for SPB rush items. That's a banana. I love how weird the fucking defense gets when you've got an SPB on you. It's like in this mod, I feel like it's an actual relevant consideration that you're just swinging the fucking thing around like a flail against people who are, like, trying to run up on you and take your gates. I'm not gonna go as far as to say that I think the frontrunner is stronger when they have an SPB on them, but it's an interesting fucking situation. That fucking super narrow and punishing ending road just fucking everybody up. Murder, 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 murder. The one stock is not a lead. In fact, it's a disadvantage of Juicebox. Oh, hell yes. Absolutely. I am here for that stupid shit. I am here for stupid Smash commentary shit every day of the week. It is the fucking best ever. Like, that was such a weird situation. I managed to thread my way in between the SPB and the front runner, and I pull a banana to fucking fill that gap. That's my TAS impression. Nobody can stop me from fucking memeing about Castlevania GBA TASes. And how invariably fucking stupid they always are. I basically have no desire to actually play any of those games either. But the speedruns are wild. Okay. Not exactly on target. I should have just set that instead of fucking lobbing. Yeah, it's Aria of Sorrow, I believe. Yeah! Yeah! I don't know why. Oh, okay. No, the server just has no fucking idea what is going on. Let me bring up the, Oh yeah, no, it just straight up restarted. King shit. Remember when people thought Sliptide was heavily modded? 60 files? Juicebox is over party. Those kinds of, like, hard-ass stalls, I don't even understand where those come from. Maybe there's some crash bug that got fixed in Master, and I need to, like, fucking actually pull and rebuild and get off my lazy ass. Wolf says, I work on the game and I don't either. The best thing about these is that I don't even get a log when it happens. Like, I have a log rotation script. I should be able to go back to the logs and figure out what the fuck happened. But, like, I don't even get a log, it just dies. Ah, you see that fucking ninja move? Get out of here. What is... Huh? That's not normal. I swear, like, Juicebox makes this course significantly easier to navigate because of the handling boost you get while under mini turbos. He said, running into a banana and dying. Also, because it's so out of spec in terms of, like, overall length for a 5-lapper, you get fucking gate overlap, which is just nonsense. Earned.
Time to celebrate.
Might also change it so you can't hit gates that were dropped a lap behind you. The only reason I haven't done that yet, I think, is that conveying it is weird. It would be jarring if every single gate in front of you suddenly instantly disappeared when you crossed the finish line. Gotta think about that a bit. Vanilla Hotel, incredibly still standing the test of time. Good-ass course. There was that really weird period of time where OGL dropped to like 10 FPS whenever you hit the fucking downward slope in the outdoor section. Asked before, what song do you have on the track select screen? It goes. I actually don't know off the top of my head because my music library is getting uncomfortably large. But assuming I remember, which is... I mean, we'll see. I believe it is tagged in the fucking PK3 that I load. So I can take a look and double check the title. Ow. Okay, glad I avoided that. What is going on with this supersonic guy? Like, what's your fucking deal? Join, leave, join, leave, join, leave. What kind of message are you trying to send? Look at the amount of lethal bullshit that was on the screen. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna sneak her out of that situation. Actually, I will see you guys later. Why did I make Excel character gates so fucking small? Or light character gates? Okay. Murder happening over there. I think Vanilla Hotel's visuals are alright, honestly. Oh, good. Why? Stop! Motherfuck, who put these here? I'm drowning! Squirtle, I'm dying. Oh no. Why? Just me and you and me, so happy together. Why? Okay, I'll tab out for a second and take a look at... music. Oh, vote. Okay, Underground Funk by Yamajet. It was on the fucking tip of my tongue. That's from 80 House 8. I am getting fucking punched in the dick. This game is hard as hell. Don't servers drop core dumps when they crash anyway? I don't really run a server, but I figured that'd be the case. They don't seem to for me, at the very least. I'm not able to get anything useful out of the fucking system delogger because I've got it running under fucking screen. Somebody might be sad, we just don't know. Might change it so you can't activate gates while you're on the respawn platform. That seems dumb. I'm amazed that's a situation that I've never run into before. Well, actually, not that amazed. Where did... Oh, I think I know what happened there. Oh boy, I've got a lot of work to do. Yeah, I think... Sliptide does not run Egg Panic. Fuck that script. That's too crazy for me. No, I think I know why that happened. Help! Help! Oh god. Okay. Yeah, let me actually fucking, Alright, keep timers. Aha! Yeah, no, that's an easy fix. That's like something I probably should do tonight, honestly. Okay, double check egg save shit when value being stored is 0. Important. Save. That seems important, yeah. I'm sorry to every host. I'm gonna continue making releases every single fucking day. There's so much data that you can't collect without, like, a larger fucking testing group. I think the bug is that, like, it's restoring the egg box timer value, but I think it's also permitted to restore a value of 0. Meaning that in the situation where you have the egg roulette going, but the timer hasn't been applied to you yet, then the very, very specific thing that can happen is if the timer starts being on you in between you dying and you hitting the ground from the respawn platform, then when you hit the ground, it will restore your egg timer value of 0. So it's not trivial to exploit, but, like, it's possible and it's player controlled, so it needs a fix. That's pretty simple, though. It should just never try to restore a value of 0. Accidentally finding new exploits in real time. And it's good that I'm finding them, because other people who are trying to use them are not gonna fucking tell me about them. Nah, bro, it's tech. I always hated that kind of shit. Like the Mario Kart 8 shit where you see the blue shell on you and you decide it's a better decision to just fucking drive off track, because it'll save you time. Yeah, that seems important. Oh no, video games are difficult. I think my favorite category of crash, when it comes to kart, is the one where you don't actually crash, but you log into your server an hour later to discover that a single core has been parked at 100% for an hour. Chris says, remember Mario Kart Wii where you could banana block a blue shell? I do not remember that. That sounds pretty funny. Man. Going from seeing the SPB pretty much every single race to, like, seeing the SPB as a relative rarity has been pretty cozy. It does make me feel kind of strange about my SPB attack plans to basically have that item, like, nearly removed from the game in Juicebox. Oops. That sucked. That was super slow. Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't shuck it in the darkness. Ah! Oh yeah, Wolf's is talking about the shit where, like, if you get a crash and, like, draw a column, the official dev response is, sorry, go fuck yourself. Because it's like, ow. Because it's, like, not debuggable, because that function is written in assembly. And you don't get, like, a normal or real trace, because it's written in fucking assembly. Nope. Not even bothering with your shit, annoying gloat character. Yeah, Nil has been, like, sitting pretty up here for a bit. I remember them being quite strong, like, even before this, so it doesn't surprise me they're doing well. Yeah, you know, that's close enough, whatever. Geek says, absolutely deranged, and I agree. One was used as slip to take iframes. The second and funnier method was to drop a banana at the perfect moment in a jump, causing the banana to take the shell. That sucks. That's fucking awful. That's so stupid. Checking on a couple things. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Apparently Super Sanic got 6-7 8 times in a row when trying to join. That's pretty good. Dude, fucking what was it 1.0.2 where it turned out that net tick buffer was like, I don't know, there was some fucking undefined behavior that caused net tick buffer to function like completely normally on 32-bit builds, but on 64-bit net tick buffer was like 5 years long, and so it would delay your inputs by that amount. It was delaying inputs by an entire year. Fuck yeah! That's awesome. Programming is dog shit. Stop it. Stop harassing me. Huh. That was an interesting gate stack. I wonder if somebody death pit. Sometimes when the leader changes hands in super unusual ways, I've noticed that'll happen. Probably hurt myself more than I helped by holding onto that shoe for that long. Dump says, just want to remark that at work I am supposed to build a plugin for a new version of the client, but I can't install it because I can't uninstall the old one, as in the uninstaller fails. Software is awful. We need to delete computers, just completely. Like every fucking time some fucking whack-ass computer shit. The number of times in like the last week alone that I've just had 3 hours of my fucking life time vampired to software. And like, I know some stuff about computers. To people who don't know shit about computers, is it any fucking surprise that people prefer their phones? I mean, not that those are much better, but like, at least the very small and constrained box they put you in is less likely to light on fire on a daily basis. Computers suck. We make them suck. Like, the number of fucking computer annoyances that I encounter on a weekly basis, where I realize that 95% of the time I have the solution, but your average person is not going to. Ow. That sucks. And so, like, the cumulative number of annoyances that people just live with and accept it. Okay, I don't think that falls under computers being awful, but I feel inclined to complain about it anyway. I actually made this mod out of, like, some kind of subconscious desire to hit myself in the face with all of my items. I was wondering if I was gonna miss the set completely there. Oh, shit. No! Fuck! Okay, close enough. Time to fucking augment my power. I'm probably not gonna play for too long tonight. Especially now that I know there's a fucking exploit. Oops. An exploit that I just publicized to everyone and then proceeded to explain how it works. I'm picking Card Airlines because I'm vaguely curious. I have a long relationship with Card Airlines, basically just destroying my life. But yeah, I think the recovery changes worked out. I know everyone memes about it, but like, the starting jingle for this thing, this course, is actually awesome. I think it's ridiculous Shuni bullshit, but I also love it. And I think it should never be changed. Well, it was an ambitious shot. Help! No, 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 no. God damn it. I steered in. Why would I ever steer in there? Oh, okay. That's so targeted. Fucking Thwomp Skynet here to destroy my life. Oh. I guess it's very good that I deployed that, and very bad that I bonked the fucking outside wall. Help. Help! No! Why did I go for it? I'm so stupid. Something is happening up here. That egg box. Dude, Nil, where did you fucking go? Wait, what? Oh, yeah, okay. Woo! Hey Tyron, why don't you trust K_position? Well... there is that. I still think one project on my, like, V1 bucket list is some kind of fucking rating system implementation, but the issue of identity is such a fucking hard problem. I'm not actually sure I can do it. Gurr says, isn't it nuts to think about that a fan game is a better version of a level from a completely different franchise? I mean, this entire game is literally, like, objectively better Mario Kart, for starters. Well, I think Mario Kart track conveyance has been focus tested to death. I think, like, if there's a generalized, like, thing that mainline Mario Kart does better than SRB2 Kart, it is probably, like, the unmissable conveyance of the vanilla courses. But those course designs are also way less interesting, and overall, like, you have... like, the handling model is way more forgiving, so... Nah, not map ratings, player ratings. Like, what if VR didn't suck? And I've wanted this since before it was confirmed for V2, so shush. Like, Scorekeeper is cool. Calmore did some neat work on that, but, like, actual fucking per-server leaderboards that, like, function and mean something other than, like, raw playtime would kick ass. Nearly invisible dark green Orby in a fucking shadowy environment. Oh, okay. Things are looking bad for me. Oh shit, I actually fucking survived. Ah, fuck. Damn it. Oh! Cuba, you fuck! What was your Orby even doing there? Fuck! Well, things are not bad for me. Oh my god, what's happening? I should have fucking steered out of Griff's way. Fucking bonked him into fourth. Finally, you can be a bronze Ken cart. Only if I get, like, fucking Ken's theme playing in a very, very small radius around me whenever I have an orbital deployed. I think that would be neat. Is there a reason this feature that you made is turned off? It's like I made Restat for fucking, like, restricted character environments or people who really, really dislike the fucking, aesthetics tied to stats sort of paradigm. But it's not ideal. Not knowing whether people around you are heavy or light sucks. Which is why I don't run it on all of my servers. Chris says, speaking of the kart racers, what do you think of the upcoming Hot Wheels game? I saw some of the footage of that and don't really know why people give a shit. It looks alright, I guess, but like, I don't know. Maybe I've got my incredibly biased, tailored gameplay experience right here. And all I wish it had is fucking non-delay netcode. But because I can subject people to my own servers. Oh, that was a terrible choice, you know. There are not many modern arcade racers, that is true. I meant to fucking throw that backwards, but I have a well-documented problem with doing that. As for knowing all the modded character stats, I've been running the same or a similar set for a long time, so I actually feel like I do have a pretty good handle on at least where everyone generally is. Madness. Also as help, I'm actually considering Mantle again. Oh yeah, the 12. Normal stuff, right? I don't know, I've been frustrated with Archaea recently because, like, I can't seem to get timing figured out. I almost feel like I should fucking reinstall on my Surface, but my Surface has such bad arc recognition. I don't know. I've reached the point where I expect a lot from myself in terms of, like, overall performance in that game. And so feeling like I'm struggling with, like, hardware stuff is really uniquely frustrating. Like, maybe I just, like, maybe I play casually for a while, but it's hard to lower your own expectations like that. You know what I mean? The yawning starts whenever I start a stream, I don't know why. Is it stress? I know some people yawn when they're stressed, which is a fucked up reaction to have. If you consider giving the option for scoreboard care stats even without restat, yes, actually, might do that at some point in the future. Because when somebody's restatted, it uses fucking little numbers on their portrait to denote their stats. So the way I would do it if I wanted to configure it to like always show, I don't know whether I'd make that like a local or a server option, but I'd probably have like everyone using default stats use the default white numbering, and then anybody restatted use like yellow numbers. It might clutter that screen a little bit, but I think some people might appreciate the clutter. Real talk, though. Let's talk about Hot Wheels Stunt Track Driver. Anybody? Just me? Better not be just me. Wow, I actually dodged that Jaws by fucking bonking it into the wall. Stunt Track Driver is the weirdest fucking thing ever. It's like an FMV racing game. It's so fucking weird. It says, Ascended Fix, have people use a skin that matches their stats or as close as possible client side. I actually considered doing that for a while. I ended up kind of deciding against it because it would bother me more to not be seen as the thing I prefer to be seen as. Like, I don't know. People's aesthetic choices are important. It's like, self-actualization is cozy. And so I think giving people the option to see you as something different would stress certain types of people out, including me. Yeah, the fucking pool table level. I think it was either that or the sequel. I don't remember anything about a fucking announcer. I remember a lot of fucking horrible JPEG fireworks. Maybe more people should simply commission characters with their exact preferred stats. Seems like a good idea to me. You know, that whole financially supporting artists thing seems pretty good. I told myself that I was gonna fucking commission a gay robot when I was done with all my cart projects. And I might do that. But like, money! Seaside says, gotcha, will come Chenji again with a 1/6 character soon. The other thing is that, like, I kind of have characters that I dig for every stat that I would ever, like, want to play. Like, for fucking Light Excel, I have Chenji's Kaho. For fucking Heavy Excel, I have, Dai's, Mido, which I did the sounds for, smiley face. And commissioned smiley face. For Heavy Speed, I have Dai's fucking Dory, same deal. For Light Speed, fucking the new Aegis sprites are insane. They're so good looking, what the fuck? Well, that's a little bit closer to middle than, like, strict top right, I guess. So maybe if I were to get stats that I was particularly interested in that I don't already have represented, I'd go like 7-9 or 7-2. Yeah, see, Hugador knows. Done with all cart projects as if. Fucking SPB Attack Deluxe is still backburnered because I wanted to put all of my effort into like getting Juicebox out as fast as possible, because I know a lot of people like myself were getting pretty frustrated with like the netgame ecosystem. And I'm really pleased that Juicebox has kind of brought back a lot of people I didn't see in games all that often, because they were fed up with the same category of problems that I was trying to fix. Y'all are still trying to show me into being a fucking VTuber. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Smart noises. But yeah. The other thing about SPB Attack Deluxe is that, like, I'm a little frustrated by the fact I actually didn't know that you could get, like, sophisticated Lua to run in Record Attack. Like, I guess there was nothing that I knew that said it was specifically impossible, but it didn't occur to me until seeing the fucking, it didn't occur to me until seeing Sneakerless Record Attack, another community add-on, that I could actually have done things with that. And the unfortunate thing with that is, I think, like, the menu system I've designed for Deluxe is way better than, like, the way track selection works in, like, the Record Attack menu. More features, more information, fucking quicker navigation. But, like, Record Attack has a really specific advantage that is, it's really frustrating to me that I don't have access to if I don't, like, go through that menu. And it's that Record Attack, since I believe 1.2, although I could be wrong on the precise version, holy shit, skips, like, the spin cam intro at the start of a race, which means that if, for something that you're going to be, like, restarting frequently, it saves you shit tons of time over the long run. And I'm sitting here like, I want to use this, but I have to make a very different set of decisions if I do. It's like, god damn it, why can't I just set this to fucking function in a standard script? There's not a lot of motivation to do standalone scripts due to community reactions. So what do you mean by that? Because, like, I'm in a weird position where whenever I find a game that I, like, latch onto, I always... Goodbye, get fucked. Oh, shit. I always try to, like, do the best I can to, like, support it in terms of, like, fucking raising awareness and, like, creating resources to lower the barrier to entry, and wherever I can, shit, like, big-ass gameplay mods. But this is the first time in a while I've also been on, like, the other side of it, where, like, I'm now apparently, like, a Discord mod, and somebody swinging around their dick in the community. I'm a fucking MS sysop. I have, like, the ability to yeet people off of there, which I almost never use. And so I do feel a responsibility to, like, remain present and, like, hit shitty behavior with a rubber mallet when I see it. With the obvious problem being that, like, the view you get from just being in, like, official channels is not really a complete view of the community ever. No matter what kind of fucking community you're in. Modders I talk to usually don't get feedback on their stuff, and with Egg Panic, for example, some people were nasty on it, and that can be discouraging. Yeah, I remember Egg Panic getting some really fucking, like, volatile feedback right at the start. It looked a lot like the feedback that I was getting for the fucking public test version of Juicebox, where people were like, what the fuck? This thing doesn't work in the way that I expected, it's cancer. Why would you make this? Which is like, I'm of two minds on it because I wish people were like better in general, but it's also something that I've kind of like become immunized to. I take it on the chin and try to like interpret the strongest version of somebody's arguments, or like get to the bottom of why they feel the way they feel, which is a learned skill. And it's a skill that you should only bother to fucking use if you actually believe that there's any good faith to the reaction in the first place. You know what's up. This is like not a conversation about like just have a thicker skin when it comes to feedback. It's just like, from the perspective of an individual person trying to make good stuff, sometimes that feels like it's your only option, and it sucks. I actually dragged my feet on... Oh, shut the fuck. I dragged my feet on releasing Juicebox for a while, because I wanted to polish the fuck out of it before it actually hit that point of no return where the official judging begins. Public test period was pretty valuable, because I got a lot of very emphatic, knee-jerk emotional reactions. And some well-reasoned feedback in there. The fucking hidden slope. But yeah, it's weird because, like, in particular, gameplay mods are like... They get rough reception by default because there's no way to, like, gently introduce someone to the rules of a game type. Because people who are just walking into a server not knowing what to expect, their default state is now confusion because of the amount of fucking gameplay modifications rolling around, which I think, like, the enduring popularity of, like, the KTM series kind of speaks to that. Where, like, you are kind of limited in scope in terms of what you can do, period, if you want to even, like, give a shit about conveyance. Above a certain level of ambition, you just kind of have to be like, people aren't gonna understand this. Or at least parts of it. Anyway, to circle back to the fucking main question, which I have dodged answering for 15 minutes while rambling about fucking stupid shit, which seems to be the fucking general mode of operation for, like, my card streams. Frustrated with the netgame ecosystem in what way? Well, oh. Yeah. Mainly just that, like, the majority of servers that I joined for a really, really long period of time, most of the time it was me AFK front-running. Some of the time it was somebody else using, like, fucking gameplay mods that inadvertently caused extreme pack separation to AFK front-run. But the general feeling is that I felt like I was basically logging on to netgames to play fucking record attack with input delay. Plus, I mean, I haven't been particularly shy about expressing this. There's definitely, like, a completely subjective preference difference between, like, what I wanted this game to play like and what, like, the most vocal modded groups seem to want it to play like. Most of the gameplay mods in use on, like, I guess what you'd call kitchen sink servers, which gain a lot in popularity over time as people kind of dial in their exact tastes, are not things that I'd ever really run with long-term in, like, games that I host. Which is not, like, a value judgment. People should absolutely do the shit that motivates them and that makes the game play the way they want to play it, because, like, that's the point of having an open ecosystem in the first place. But man, I will say that it took a lot of fucking pushing from people who are more confident than I am for me to actually try and, like, tackle something with the full level of ambition that I actually wanted. Like I keep saying, this was originally going to be a super fucking, like, conservative set of tweaks. Just a bunch of very small, unassuming, fucking uncontroversial, like, frustration level changes. And now it's all fucked up, and I'm not really sure where the difference happened, but I got a lot of encouragement from people to explore my weirder and more insane ideas. Like, when I said fucking Hudoro should just let you see items on the minimap, I got about 12 whats and 2 go for it. That sounds stupid. And so in that sense, I was really lucky to have, like, a group of friends that I was already pretty fucking tight with that I could, like, iterate for a long time with. And right up until the very end, we were finding ways to make things better. I am blessed with, like, testers that actually give articulate feedback. Oh no. I mean, it's... So, the way I think of it is that, like, basically all of the problems I personally had with V1, just vanilla cart, are, like, things that are pretty interrelated. The experience of developing Juicebox was really just realizing that every single fucking piece of the game was, like, dependent on another piece. Oh, I tried to turn. Damn it. In a way that didn't make it feasible to properly fix anything without changing everything at once. And I do think that I've benefited from basically tackling everything, like, in my own way, without really allowing any sort of, like, piecemeal shit. Oh dear. Like, individual tweaks, they can absolutely make the game better in isolation. But, like, the way this shit interacts is really fucking complicated. And, like, even two relatively unassuming tweaks developed from, like, different fucking design philosophies can cause mustard gas. I'm, like, rambling even worse than usual today, but hopefully at least some of this makes sense. This is a bunch of stuff that I haven't really necessarily, like, thought about how to fucking articulate. It's just a bunch of weird fucking, like, unrefined impressions that I've gotten from watching this thing take shape over the past couple of months. It's weird. So I guess to actually properly answer the question after dancing around it for 10 minutes again, I think people should do as they feel inclined with regards to, like, the gameplay modifications they want to make. But I also guess I think people should be encouraged to go as far with their modifications as they feel inclined, because, like, even if changes feel, like, invasive, I think, like, a bunch of changes that work well, that come from the same, like, design philosophy, even if they feel invasive at first, probably generally play better than, like, doing things conservatively. This is, of course, assuming you've actually thought carefully about the problems you're trying to solve, but I mean, I think most people are capable of that. I don't think of myself as an authority on much of anything, much less, like, anything about this game or its associated design. But I did have an extremely clear idea of what kinds of problems that I wanted to solve. This thing was, like... Once I was convinced to actually try and tackle more problems than just, like, the unassuming stuff, I was working off a pretty consistent design philosophy fairly quickly. Granted, basically one of the core ways this mod actually functions is due to a fucking glitch. Like, just straight up, I used max instead of min at some stage of development when iterating on gates. And everyone was like, hey, wow, these feel really good. And I checked later and realized that instead of applying a maximum strength, I had applied a minimum strength, making them way stronger than I intended. And that was the start of that. I don't know, there's so much fucking shit in my brain regarding this. And I was stupid to think that, like, because I had released this, I would be done with it for any length of time. Yeah, no, Abe, that's exactly how it went. I wanted to put a fucking cap on the max strength of, fucking gates that was about equal to a red mini turbo. And instead, I accidentally made gates, like, at minimum as powerful as a red mini turbo. And everyone was like, wait, this is actually working as a pack compression mechanic and it feels really fun to be fighting people. And I'm like, alright, let's do the thing that you've learned about for years and years and years in every single game that you've ever cared about, and don't patch out the glitch if people think it's fun. Iterate. Believe. And so that was just the new baseline that I started trying to evaluate gates from. And I think I might have gotten there eventually. But it was definitely a pretty amusing way to get there faster. I want to explicitly avoid feature creep for this, unless I, like, have a very distinct problem that I actually want to solve. I like how that cut is just gone. Holy shit. Oh my god, so many mines. There are a couple refinement things that I want to do. Rocket sneakers are fine, by the way. There are some things that I want to refine, like the round of fucking recovery changes that I did in the latest version was actually something that I wanted to launch with, but wasn't convinced was, like, necessary until now. Because I discovered that, like, the confusion over whether or not shrink is techable was way more widespread than I thought. And so I kind of decided to, like, double dip and deal with that problem at the same time as I was dealing with, like, overall, like, tech weirdness. And there's, like, a few more things that I might want to polish up that I don't necessarily want to talk about in great detail, because I feel like it'll create an expectation and or make people aware of a problem that they didn't know about already. Ignorance is bliss. Yeah, maybe something like that, Ebe. Have, like, Tech Mist transition into, like, a little sparkle animation that hangs out until you use your quick recovery. Potentially. But yeah, I don't think I want to add any new specific features unless, like, I notice fucking annoying play patterns. Basically, I'm trying to minimize, like, non-choices and trying to make sure that nothing that's fucking annoying also happens to be optimal on accident. Relatively minimal set of concerns, I think, when phrased like that. You tried out Pack Night yet? I do not have an NSO subscription and do not intend to get one. I am having plenty of fun with fucking CENES. 600k soon, baby. No, I did consider, like, some kind of fucking, That's evil. I did consider some kind of fucking, extended flash ticks equivalent in, like, games above a certain size. This is actually a skip. That was really fast. And it's like, I kind of like the pace of, like, smaller player count games in general. One of the big things that I'm happy I was able to accomplish in Juicebox is that 2-player feels like it's worth a damn. Nice shot, by the way. That reminds me, for fucking explosions underwater, I probably need to check the fucking AirTech flag as well, which I don't think I do, and don't think I actually need to, except in edge cases. Check AirTech for QR. Block. Important. Getting a little bit better organized on a personal level has helped me with these kinds of projects enormously. Developing a, like, working enough habit to just immediately fucking punch everything into Notepad instead of, like, relying on my memory. Not because my memory fails me a lot, but because remembering things is stressful, and knowing that I have, like, a prosthetic memory I can refer to, and not, like, stress out about leaving tasks half unfinished and, like, clearing out my working memory. I don't know. Yeah, Thunder Shield is a little bit messed up. It's like, I feel like it's relatively low impact. if a bunch of people take Thunder Shield specifically because fucking recovery mechanics exist. But it's one of the only situations where I feel like you can sometimes like be like, ah, how the fuck was I supposed to know that? Or like the answer might be, don't be fucking close to people right after sets. But for most people, or at least some people, that's not necessarily a satisfying answer. That swerve! Woo, boy. We're good, though. Oh, dear. Yeah, one of the... There's a weird thing that happens where, like, netgame hosts have a strong incentive to leave their servers at a 15-player max, which is, like, the highest you can allow. Or, if you follow Ashnell's advice, which you probably should, and, fucking give your server some leeway so that two people joining on the same tick don't explode it. They have a strong incentive to put themselves at a 14-player max. Because the more players that your netgame has in it, the more likely that players churning will not, like, push you down the list or make the remaining players decide, ah, everybody else is leaving, I should leave too, etc., etc. Basically, there's a strong network effect associated with it. And the more players you fucking have in the game, the more resistant your server is to it. Which I think is actually a really unfortunate thing. Because I think if everybody agreed to just set their servers to like 8 or 10 player max, for the most part, net games would be a lot more enjoyable. And especially like in Juicebox, I'm really pleased with the way like 2 to 4 player works, where typically it's like very uninteresting to me because players spend so much time apart. But I think in anything with like the worst, most ridiculous skill discrepancies or like drowning incidents, it generally gives people a good opportunity to fucking, like, stay together and actually interact with each other. This is one of the maps where the tech visual was broken on previous revisions for me personally, because I have a fucking low camera distance. And yeah, some mechanics that, like, punish high weight are already, like, rolled off. There aren't many mechanics that I could directly scale, like, just like make this less effective or make this more effective at a high player count that would work particularly well. I think a very light version of extended flash ticks could work, but we did a lot of testing with KMP extended flash ticks internally, and it was far too strong. It made item hits, like, it was worse to dodge items than to get hit by them. It was drastic. It was fucking real bad. And also, like, maybe this isn't obvious from a code perspective, but, like, modifying flash ticks is also super fucking annoying and finicky. The game is very assertive about when you should and shouldn't be invincible. As far as modifying, like, gate spawn rate or distances, they're actually primarily tuned around, like, the fucking duel between first and second place. So screwing with gate spawn rates based on game size would just make frontrunner overtakes feel unfair. In most of the times where I touched it in dev, this happened, basically. You're holding, there's no way you're not. Don't fucking pretend. Are you not? Oh my god, they weren't. Yeah, the vanilla game gives you, like, basically no mechanism to deal with getting hit. You're gonna trap it. You have to. Alright. You got passed by fucking Porter, so that was pretty nice. But yeah, extended flash ticks as a feature is just really fucking finicky. Oh yeah, ask me about the time that the stats had twice the influence on fucking Taekwondo. And top left would literally just like body slam your orbitals over and over again and still be running right next to you the entire time. Like, eventually I had to just decide, okay, there are still, like, rough edges and fucking awkward situations that could potentially be ironed out by more tuning. But this has already gone through a ridiculous amount of tuning, and it's actually probably not obvious to most people how incredibly sensitive every piece of this fucking puzzle actually is. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, I'll give Flicky an average, like, couple of ticks of mini turbo more in this relatively common situation. And the result was that, like, Sire and Seaside had, like, 85% win rate with Sonic and Flicky for, like, an entire 2 days. And part of that change is still involved, but, like, the numbers obviously had to be tweaked. Not even by much, but, And yeah, the hit stun increase was like something I basically accepted as like a last resort. Oh dear. That sucks. It was like basically... At some point, I realized the most important feature of teching was not necessarily actually reducing the bad vibes associated with taking the hit, though that's definitely important, but normalizing recovery among all places so that, like, the drown factor became less volatile and other systems could be tuned in a more sane way around it. Oh dear. Tech that! Fucking out of here. And yeah, it was like, we have to give players speed when they recover because, like, we have to be able to normalize how recovery works. It affects a lot of things, including, like, the strength of power items. And, like, how powerful gates are allowed to be when power items are involved in the same situation. But with speed, with no mitigating factor, item hits just didn't matter enough, and we actually wrapped around to the opposite problem, where, like, you always want to see shoes in fucking vanilla, and you always wanted to see shoes in Juicebox before item hits were made more substantial. And it feels like a circular thing to be like, okay, introduce this mechanic that makes items worse, so you can introduce this other punishing feeling mechanic that makes items work again. But, like, the knock-on effects of teching are super fucking important for, like, whether or not stuff chain reacts into people drowning, how fucking gates can be balanced around the existence of sneakers. There's a lot of weirdness, and yeah, 1.0.4 spin out was also kind of required to, like, bring things into line. That's a KMP feature that duplicates, it fucking replicates spin out behavior from previous versions of the game. Where you would fucking slow down super aggressively when spun out by, like, bananas and shit. And that turned out to be important to, like, the offensive value of bananas over Orbeez. So yeah, the TLDR is that, like, I definitely would like to pretend that there's some sort of, like, divine elegance associated with the design that just made it work. It's like, well, if you solve all of these problems in the objectively correct way, then the answer becomes clear. But, like, there's also a fuck ton of, like, mathematical fudging and tweaking and tuning that was required to get things to, like, this place. Because every system is so sensitive. When you have games that are regularly won or lost by, like, a quarter of a second, sometimes a lot less, small differences in speed and timing drastically affect outcomes. And probably more importantly than that, like, you have to do all of the things that make the game actually make sense, while, like, avoiding any situation where it feels like what's happening to you is even momentarily not cool or unfair. Which I don't think I've unilaterally succeeded at, but, like, there were a lot of problems that I would have preferred to solve in more elegant ways with fewer side effects that just couldn't be done that way because the instinctual reaction to the fix would have been, this is fucked up and unfair, why would you do this to me? Oh no! I feel like I have the highest rate of getting hit by egg boxes among, like, all decent players who have ever played this game. Like, it's gotta be my specific Achilles heel. Okay, well, that and, like, doing that. And so yeah, if you're wondering why Juicebox is opinionated about like 10 KMP parameters, when usually those are intended to be set on yes or no based on your preference, that's why. It's because things actually do fall apart when you change even one part of the system. And obviously I'm not exactly confident that I've hit absolutely everything in absolutely every case. I think there are a lot of situations that I just won't see among, like, groups that play at a wildly different skill level or on wildly different course pools, or even just, like, I don't know, there could be a bunch of fucking different things. Maybe these mechanics suck at 300 ping, but then what doesn't? Nice FR Wolves. Oh yeah. I should fucking... Well, you won't see it because my fucking dumb face is in front of it, but I should leave mini stats on. I should actually add that to my config now. Can I do it really fast? Google Files... Okay, next time. Deep says, on 300 MS Juicebox, you just set easy speed on. Yeah, I noticed, maybe unsurprisingly, that you seem to be doing a lot better on normal speed than hard speed in, like, the games over the last couple of days. So I appreciate that normal speed is also, like, not miserable. Fucking Frey was telling me about, like, some fucking weird Wii rendering feature the other day. Z-Freeze, I think? Yeah, Z-Freeze. Where you could basically, like, forcibly tell the console, render this as if it is at this Z position, ignore the actual Z position that it's at in the scene. And I cannot tell you how badly I want that feature in fucking Kart. Because, my god, the tech visual needs to draw over everything, including smoke, and the fact that I can't make it do that is agonizing. Ah, just barely. Almost worked. Fucking brain blasting over this shit still. I'm never gonna be done with this. Oh, when I'm done with this, I can get back to this other project. Nope. You're fucking stupid. Why would you ever think that? Would it work to make the tech visual part of the HUD? Possibly, but putting it on your character, the place where you're like actually looking, requires stupid fucking world space to screen space conversions that like involve camera math and shit, and they're terrible. I've been saying this for a bit, but I definitely need to like push back the point at which I decide, okay, this is done enough that I can show some people my progress on this personal project. I need to never tell anyone about shit. It would feel so much easier to like drop projects that I was like struggling with or wasn't feeling if I hadn't already told people they existed. I need, like, someone whose full-time job is to just, like, spritz me with this fucking spray bottle full of acetone whenever I, like, go to post a GIF of something that isn't actually release ready. And it's got a fucking fat ass! Wow! Fucking actual wall. It's weird to me that switching tracks there actually doesn't cost you very much at all. You basically don't slow down. Okay. Oh shit. Ah! Jesus Christ. Upward slopes are Satan! Fuck! You really wanged it this time. Hungadar says, to be fair, there is really no pressure to dropping things you just don't want to work on anymore. People will only get slightly miffed if it's a big anticipated project, but that's pretty much it. It's a combination of me actually still caring about the thing existing, just like no longer having the drive to work on it or like clear ideas on where to go with it. This is not specifically about fucking SPB Attack Deluxe, by the way. This is about a bunch of stuff. It's a combination of that and like, you know how you remember that stupid thing that you did in 2nd grade? Completely at random, and you just go, ah, no. Fuck. Even though you're 100% certain that nobody remembers the thing that you did, except for you. It's like that. And instantly everyone understands, hopefully. Ow. Remember to always Larsa laugh when you fuck up basic handling. What even stripped my item there? Also, $5 from Laz says, put that in the frag movie. I legit, at some point, want to make, like, when I have a better workflow for working with large amounts of footage, maybe I get, like, a fucking external hard drive or something. I want to make a compilation of me hitting myself with my own items. Bonk. Ah! Wow. I was trailing too. Look at how badly that went for everyone. See? Nil never says shit, but we had a conversation there. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think a community frag movie would be pretty funny. The problem is the logistics of actually fucking, like, getting everyone's old versions of add-ons and shit to fucking properly record the footage under the same settings. What an ending. It's... Cart puts me in some kind of fucking zen state where I immediately get distracted and start rambling about everything in my entire life at once. And the result is that I play like shit in public all the time. So clearly I have to spend an entire race being 100% serious. Legit, I think I would wear these full time on stream if they weren't fucking sunglasses. Like, if I could just get these, but they're like completely... They're like this on the outside, but don't destroy my light intake on the inside. That'd be swell. Okay, this is Master's Cup. I was wondering, I'm like, have I played this before? I don't remember it. A lot of crazy slopes and verticality to it. I'm also drowning, so there is that. Oh, okay. I was behind you and pulled a single jaws. Help! Apparently I don't need that much help because I'm fucking podium again. Oh god, what the fuck? Ah! Damn it. Oh, I fucking went to the wrong lane. Shit.
The dream is over.
There. Ah, well. Dequipping the anime shield. It's so dark. See, what's going on with the yawning? I'm not, like, actually tired. I have no idea how I would be tired. I've been up for less than 7 hours. Less than... Okay, a little more than that. Maybe I should go to bed. I don't know if it'll fix my ability to do math. One really simple exploit fix lined up, and then probably a little bit of edge case behavior with the new quick recovery mechanics. Which, if I'm being honest, I think will almost never matter. But I definitely need to, mark the player as unable to quick recover when they spin out. The first thing I fucking did this morning was open up Slade. I got like an hour or two of fucking Juicebox experimenting in before I fucking ate. It's like, if you guys have noticed that I've basically not been streaming at all recently, it's kind of because this project is destroying my life, but like in a good way. It feels really good to have something that I can throw myself into full tilt. Goodbye. Yeah, I just had to fucking hard hit the brakes there. I didn't want any part of that. Though maybe I should just ram it and fucking get him. Oh. I didn't get a hit feed prompt for that, which means that the person who did that died doing it. Yeah, I probably should have just tried to body slam that instead of letting him hold it the entire time. 3 less streams a week because no raid. Yeah. I think the subset of people who watch my stream and the subset of people who give a fuck about raid was like, I don't know, that's 2 circles. One is in Canada and one is in Peru, and that's the Venn diagram. But like, I am a little bit frustrated that I haven't been able to play. I just like, and I feel bad for everybody. Sucks! We lost a whole bunch of people at once for unrelated reasons. And so now I don't even know if I'm gonna finish the tier. I'd like to have all 12 fights downed, but like... I don't want to fucking PF. That's bad. Party Finder sucks. But I also don't know where to replace anyone, so like... And replacing 3, like, so soon before fucking the tier unlocks and a whole bunch of people lose the already waning interest because a bunch of people are just not subbed right now because no ultimate.
정리할게.
And it's a bunch of little things too, like expert roulette only being 2 dungeons right now. Which is like, to be fair, it is awesome that I will never see Hero's Gauntlet again. Fuck that dungeon. But like, that shouldn't be the attitude I have. Nobody should be saying, thank God I never have to run this again. That's bad. What? Where did it go? Huh? What? Mythbusters, explain. NASA, explain. My fucking CIA agent that watches me through my webcam 24/7. Hi, by the way, explain. That shot made negative sense. I would simply create good dungeons instead of bad ones. I will admit to being a little bit frustrated by the fact that, like, no required content seems to have a difficulty level that will ever be able to interest me ever again. I don't want to frame this as getting too good for the game, but I miss being shitty. Like being a fucking struggling white mage trying to fucking heal the vault. Just losing my fucking mind. That was a good time. Fucking shitting bricks every time I turned on cleric stance. That was like, I think I'm glad that mechanic is gone, but I fondly remember the time that I fucking spent with it in the game. But like, healing is miserable right now. Because healers just have fucking super reductive kits that don't like match the actual like time you're spending per fucking half of your roll. It's like the game isn't designed for people to know how to play it, is the feeling I keep getting. A lot of subsystems and like design decisions only seem relevant if you are fucking explicitly terrible. So yeah, I don't know. Minecraft 1.17 comes out pretty soon. That's neat. I'm committing murder. That banana placement is fucking devious. I'm a big fan of that. Oh dear. Tried to get way too ambitious with where I placed that egg box. But I placed it on a fucking path split. Oh, I guess it did hit someone. Neato. Oh shit! Fuck! God damn it! But yeah, when dungeon bosses have like entire minute-long phases where it is impossible to be killed or suffer any kind of consequences, even if you deliberately do every single mechanic as wrong as possible, it's like, hey, can we think about increasing the difficulty level of like required content just a little bit? Like, People have had 80 levels to play this fucking game. I think you can trust people with a few lethal stack markers. But then again, there are people who still can't, like, beat Story Sadu and need it very easy for it, so, like, I don't know. Chris says, I feel bad that I never really got the appeal of Minecraft, but it's probably just because I was the edge case of the guy who only ever played solo survival. Yeah, I don't think I ever spent any significant time in Minecraft on my own. It's about a fucking structured social experience for me. It's very cozy. I realize that, like, the toxic casual narrative is parroted everywhere at this point regarding FF14. But I do think that there's, like, some truth to the idea of, like, if all required content has such consistently, like, incredibly low difficulty. Goodbye. That's a client crash, too. That's pretty good. Or? Dead? Yeah, just hard restarted. That's pretty good. I guess my client is also in a broken state. But yeah, I think people do feel empowered by, like, the idea that, like, well, even if I make every dungeon I'm in take 45 minutes, if the game never outright stops me from progressing, that must mean I'm doing fine. Those kinds of fucking hard-ass crashes are weird. Yeah, everybody fucking blasting back in. Don't just remove free cure, remove cure 1. Literally, healers have so many fucking redundant GCD heals now because none of their healing is, like, actually done on the GCD if you're paying any kind of attention. One AoE heal, one single target heal. Fuck it. Literally 2 healing buttons and then flesh the rest out into, like, an actual decent half-caster kit with caster standard OGCDs replaced by, like, healer utility OGCDs. Because healing is my favorite role, but when healing involves pressing an actual 1-button damage rotation for like 95% of the fight, and then doing all of your healing for fucking free because fights don't actually deal like enough damage to force me to use my full kit. That's lame. And Square seems to be against having fights deal enough damage for like healers are actually doing any sort of full-time healing. Especially in casual content. And I think it's for the same reason that they, like, every tank buster in, like, normal content can be taken completely unmitigated, and as long as you're, like, near full HP, you live. Even fucking Kedu Slash you can live with no mit, and Kedu Slash is, like, the one that everyone thinks of when they're like, hey, so what kills you in story content? I don't know, maybe like Sage will revitalize things for me. I know that I play like what's generally considered to be the most boring healer, but that's because I want like the actual act of healing itself to be interesting, not like some fucking utility minigame. Nightmare. Oh no! And it's like, hey, if Twill enjoys fucking Astro, like, clearly the design of the role is working for someone. Maybe I just need to accept that that shit isn't for me, even though I wish it was. But it was for me for a long time, or at least it felt like it. And I'm not sure how much is, like, the changing actual, like, design philosophy of the game, and how much is me getting better and realizing, like... Oh, doing the optimal thing is, like, actually kind of awful sometimes. I'm fucking talking about raid logging when I literally have not, like, gone past rank 5 in Bozja. Just because I cannot bring myself to fucking care. Ghost Pepper just disappeared. But yeah, I don't know. They haven't announced any, like, foundational changes to the way they're designing fights or the way that they're designing healers, so I have to assume that things are going to remain mostly the same. And that seems okay for me, because I enjoy mech. I think it, like... It gets me into a cozy place mentally when I play. This is now a stream about FF14, and card is background noise. What's happening? I don't know, man. I haven't been playing very much at all recently, and I feel bad because there's a lot of shit that I could do, but, like... There's a lot of jobs that I want to level, but most of them I just don't want to... I don't want to do dungeons anymore. Dungeons are fucking miserable. Because there's nothing that requires my attention. There's no way I can distinguish myself as a player that matters. They fucking feel like chores. Because I know for a fact that, like, if I go in as a healer, if I slash follow the tank and macro fucking Cure 1 equivalent on a 3-second cooldown, we will still probably be fine. And it doesn't help that you get your kit way too slowly, IMO. Although, again, that's probably something that I can only think after becoming very familiar with the game. Because I remember going through for the first time in fucking ARR, where, like, admittedly, your full kit was squished into, like, a little bit more compact of a time, but also, like, the XP curve used to be way worse back then. I remember feeling like I got abilities at about the rate I could fucking understand them. And I like MMOs. I think there will always be a place in my heart for MMOs. Because, like, the idea of a virtual world having, like, real impact and import on the people who live in it is really cozy to me. That's, like, something I want to keep with me, I think. Cheating. And it's like, PFing Savage is almost entirely waiting and then encountering people who are lying about their progress in the fight to try and get their clears. It's so much waiting because it takes fucking forever to fill because of horrible role imbalances. And then you finally pop, and we're on NA. So people spend 15,000 years arguing about their positions, and some dancer insists that they cannot do a melee position and then they need ranged. Ranged insisting that they can't be in melee positions in like 3 ranged, 1 melee comps. It's fucking choice. It's so good. And it takes 20 minutes to get the first pull in, and then you just bend in 3 pulls because fucking 2 people are lying about their progress in the fight. And so those 2 people leave, and then the entire party clears out except for the leader, who reluctantly acknowledges that they're not gonna fill today and boots you and the remaining 3 people out. I cannot wait for New Genesis. I hope fucking PSO2 New Genesis is good. I need Robot Girl. I require it. It's mandatory. Hey, it's run. The extra tap just for fun. But yeah, my interest in PSO2 NA basically stopped as soon as, like, I had to actually participate in the insane person gearing process with absolutely no faith that my gear would be relevant for any, like, actual degree of time. And now the game is effectively just fucking over. And it's like, I don't really like the way that my fucking preferred classes turned out to begin with. So, like, seeing New Genesis, seeing what they did to fucking Hunter, where, like, instead of being a fucking fake counter class where you get all of your damage through, like, specifically timed fucking parries out of Ignite Parry, they actually gave it the high quality feel of, like, getting a dedicated fucking animation canceling weapon action where you can get your damage that way. Eternal Launch Party, because I've been doing daily updates and nothing is ever over. Literally like 10 minutes into this stream, I accidentally did an exploit that I now have to patch. I want to clarify when I talk about fucking PFing, nice forward smash by the way, that like people being bad is not the issue. People being bad and then like doubling down and refusing to acknowledge their mistakes in a way that blocks progress of the group is the problem. It's like supremely frustrating. Oh, okay, goodbye. That's me. And like outside of the shitty types of personalities where people are just divas and they're like, well, I always go east, so fuck yourself. Just like the insane incentive people have to lie about their progress and like try to get carried. And the fact that PF selects for the shittiest people because good players try not to go to PF, where they get all of their shit cleared out on Tuesday. I tried to fucking PF Hades Extreme when it was like current, when it was like 5 minutes ago current. Like right after the patch dropped, I was joining party after party trying to get prog. And people stopped between pulls for like 20 fucking minutes every time. It's like, just shut the fuck up and pull the boss. You don't even know how the mechanic works. You're trying to fucking develop strats and assign positions for a mechanic you don't understand. Says, is there any incentive to playing FF14 if you have no one to play alongside with? Asking for a friend. Okay, so, like, I'm gonna give you the shill answer first, and then I'm gonna give you the real answer. The shill answer is that the game is a free trial up to level 60. You have plenty of time to, like, decide whether you like it. But that's not, like, the question that normal human beings should be asking. The question should not be, is it worth my money? But is it even worth my time to evaluate in the first place? And I'd say, yes, it is designed to be pretty friendly to solo players. But, like, realistically, I think you will have a very good idea of what parts of it annoy you and what parts of it, like, compel you pretty quickly. And so my advice is this. If you like the world design and cannot stand the story, fucking decide whether you like what the combat is looking to shape up as, and then make a decision on whether to story skip or not. If you like the story, you lucked out because they give it a ridiculous amount of attention and it only gets better. So just fucking keep on keeping on. If neither the world design nor the story motivate you, then, like, proceed only if you are okay with raid logging. Like, you go in to do your weeklies and then you leave. For me, I think the pacing of the early game is not all that great. It drags a little bit, and the story, while extremely good for an MMO, is still not a very good story until, like, certain parts of the game. The writing quality kind of varies drastically based on whether or not the fucking writing team is currently trying to fill time. So... But for me, the potential of the combat and, like, the attention to detail paid to, like, making sure the world feels like one you can live in, and that it's like it's a beautiful, beautiful fucking world to live in. Like, fuck, take me to Eorzea. I will fucking, I will settle down in Limsa, and I will take up my new life as a fucking weaver. I do not give a shit. I crocheted in high school. I got this. Let me build your house. God. I have a fucking FC room, or like I could. I'm not sure if I do. But I don't really know what to do with, so if you want a fucking design project, I can throw you that. I feel like I should be doing expansion prep, but like... I've got fucking pentamelded crafters and gatherers. But I just, like, don't like playing the market right now, so I'm not really doing anything with them at the moment. So I'm just kind of vibing. Bonk. Ow. Ow! Yeah, I knew you were holding because you didn't horn back, motherfucker. I'd like to get better at fucking G-pose and CM tool as well. I'm fucking dreadful at it. Oh no! I made a mistake! I'm stupid. I should have just said it, but I was afraid of it getting punted. New weekend project? Maybe. I want to finish the tier. I was having fucking fun with E11. It was very specifically not fun enraging on E11 for what felt like no reason. But like... That was kind of what it was. And I was fine with it. It gives me a lot of time to fucking refine myself. But like... leaving it at like the 0.4% enrage just slants me just a... I wish Daryl had been able to stick to it. I'm glad he seems to have found his niche, though. Dude has been fucking playing Project Diablo recently. Seems to be having a great time with it. Twitch.tv/waifugate. Or if you follow me at twitch.tv/TyroneSama, I host all of my housemates. Basically all of whom stream in some capacity. You may receive a bonus chance of seeing me walk through a door in the background and complain about some shit. I have messed up this last turn so many times in a row. Whoa. Wow, what a hit. This is me. I have quad Orbeez, and you must respect me. Well, I have 3 Orbeez now, but... And you must respect me! Yeah, I'm comfortable with bringing that second place in. I was kind of interested in the new Monster Hunter, and then I discovered that it wasn't simultaneously launching on PC, and that the Switch version was 30 FPS, and I instantly lost all interest in it forever. God damn it, why did they keep doing this? Alright, so what's on my fucking to-do list for after I kill this stream? Oh yeah. Fucking... Oh yeah, I moved my, host mod config into my main config for some reason. Card exec, do host mod. That'll do it. Lidor says they are beta testing for PC players. I mean, the way that goes is the Monster Hunter diehards buy it twice. But, like, by that time, everyone I know personally who, like, cares enough about the game to actually, like, play it will have gone through the entire thing. And so I'm both shit at Monster Hunter because I've basically never played it, and I'm extremely late to the party. Going back to what you said way before about new action game, because I just remembered it. Playing Sam before level 62 feels like drinking paint 24/7. Dude, fucking... White Mage before level 45 shouldn't even exist. Everybody should get their AoE at level 15. Everybody. I mean, everybody. Everybody should get their AoE at level 15. And then there should be a mandatory story instance where if you don't AoE on 4+ mobs, you can never ever clear, and the rest of the game is forever lost to you. That might ruin someone's life. Doubt it. Okay. Like, a lot of things are like, hey, you should use your AoE on packs. Don't tell me how to play, Where people don't understand this even at level 80 for no reason. And a lot of that's on them, just, like, not caring. And a lot of it is on the game never, like, requiring them to care and never putting up a wall where they actually, like, have to give a shit about what's going on around them. Oh, okay. The entire pack just rolls up. Guess I just should have line matched. But, like, the other thing is, Look at the way that fucking dots are, like, represented on, like, tooltips. This is my number one. I love this game, and that's why I complain about it. Dots are notated as their potency per tick, which makes them hilariously hard to evaluate against, like, the relative value of straight-up damage spells or whatever. Because the game never tells you how often dots tick. It just expects you to know that they tick every 3 seconds. And even if it told you that information, there would still be no excuse for not showing a player the total potency of the dot over its full duration, so it's easier to evaluate versus a fucking single target spell and say, huh, I should keep this dot up because it's fucking 1400 potency for 1 GCD. It's ridiculous that this is not how it works already. And I can only conclude it's because, like, I don't understand. I realize making video games is very difficult, and making large video games is even more difficult. That developers don't get to choose what they're assigned to the majority of the time, and that a lot of the fucking time, things that appear very simple can have very fucking legitimate, complicated reasons why they're not happening. But, like, holy shit. Why would you not make that a priority? What could possibly be more important than making sure that people fucking understand the abilities of their character in the combat MMO? Yeah, balance for earlier levels. Meanwhile, Red Mage and Dancer both fucking delete the game pre-50. And they've shown no interest in ever fixing this. I rode the cones. I didn't even know you could do that. This is the stream where I complain a lot about a game that I love because I haven't fixed it like the other game that I love. I had to. The meme was just too powerful. This is the second thing where it sounds like FF14 expects people to do math. It seems to hurt it a lot. The first I know of is that one raid where apparently they expect people to know that 1 is not a prime number. There's a fucking interactable lore object right in front of the arena, where if you click on it, it gives you a list of prime numbers. From fucking 0 to the maximum value that anything can possibly be in that encounter. And it puts it in your chat log, so you can click on the event tab and stare at the list. But nobody knows to do this. Oh, Dark Knight not getting Stalwart Soul until 72 is just a fucking joke. Like, Dark Knight having a 1-part AoE combo until level 72 is a fucking travesty. It, like, literally makes no sense at all. Oh yeah, the third thing where it sounds like FF14 expects people to do math that seems to hurt it a lot. Have you ever tried to buy 14? They make it so difficult to purchase the fucking video game. To the point that people have, like, strategy discussions about whether it's better to buy it on the Steam store or from the Square Enix store. The Square Enix store. Square Enix. We're not talking about mini stats exposing how bad fucking delay fluctuates on shitty internet. It's fucking rough. Because host mod version 15, which I released at the exact same time as releasing the entire Horn mod rewrite and all of Juicebox because I hate myself, includes an option to show you a simplified stats display that gives you your ping, your FPS, and your delay in ticks, which is an important missing thing that I thought was, like, neat. And, like, a little transparent overlay in the corner that's, like, it shows more information than the base game overlay and is more compact at the cost of being a little bit less pretty. And it's neat to be able to see my delay in ticks, but it's also weird to see the game give me a tick delay of 3 when it also reports that my ping is 27 milliseconds. Like, what? Oh no, fuck. Why does Yokai Disco fuck so hard? Because fucking Inosuke Yasui is a hero. He's a fucking heroic legend. Quietus at 64, not usable until the 66 trade upgrade, not able to hit more than like twice till Delirium at 68. Yeah. I mean, there's the entire fucking 72 to 80 period on White Mage, where like Temperance is a miserable capstone ability, IMO. But also, lilies literally make no fucking sense at all until you have a Flatus Misery in your kit. It's like, oh, I can do Cure 2 but instant on the GCD once every 30 seconds. What? Why would you do this? Mudar says, I fell into the trap of buying the game on Steam in the first 3 expansions, when I could have gotten the game and all expansions for €30. Yeah, it's like they make it deliberately difficult to understand what you're getting and like how to compare like the different options. It's fucking annoying. And it's like, why would you make it difficult for people to buy your game? This has to be like the most clear-cut incentive where like, hey, this loses you money if people don't understand like how to purchase the video game effectively. Why would you not assign resources to fix it? And the only conclusion I can draw is that FF14 is being run on an insane skeleton crew, presumably tasked with digging the company out of debt after fucking FF15 failed completely. And that they have no resources to do anything except keep the game on basic life support and provide, like, the content updates required to drive continued subscriptions. Square Enix Store versus Steam Store. Steam goes on sale less often. But Steam lets you use Steam Wallet to, make transactions on the Mog Station and pay your sub. Also, because Steam Wallet is supported, it means that if you don't have a PayPal card, but you prefer to pay through PayPal, Steam Wallet is your best bet. What is going on with these? I wonder what that is. Oh, okay. That's just the same guy as, like, the other night, joining with a billion ping for no reason. Proton support for Linux if you care about that. Yeah, that's true. The thing I'm most excited for in the next patch is actually the load time improvements. They showed off the PS5 loading times, and I'm like, no way that's fucking real. My PC can't do that. And then some guy makes a post like, actually, modern computers with like fucking good specs will load the game in any new areas in like 1 second. And it just puts the fucking loading screen splash on top of the completely loaded area for no reason. This is what you see if you remove this graphic. And I'm like, oh, fucking for real. Lord. Yeah, Dragoon doesn't get AoE for so long. Like, what the fuck is going on with that? Dragoon also had the hilarious numerical oversight for the longest time. This is something that even people who don't play FF14 or don't play MMOs should be able to understand. A lot of jobs have a backbone of like a 1-2-3 combo ability. You use this ability, then you use this ability, and you use this ability. And the second and third abilities do more damage if you use them at the correct point in the combo. Simple, right? Well, the thing is, you don't unlock that all at once. You start with your 1 ability, and then you get your 1-2, and then later you get your 1-2-3. And in between getting the 1-2 and getting the 1-2-3, fucking Dragoon got a skill called Impulse Drive. And 2 Impulse Drives did more damage than 1, then 2. So for the entire window in between getting Impulse Drive and getting the 3rd step of your single target combo, optimal Dragoon play was spamming Impulse Drive. Miserable. By the way, this window was like 20 levels long. And back when I experienced this, a whole bunch of classes that, like, had no interest, like, people who had no interest in playing Dragoon would still have to level Dragoon to get a cross-class skill that other classes wanted. Cross-classes have been all but removed from the game. But back then, it was the Wild West, and you could cross-class Provoke on a Conjurer and be a funny guy in Circus Tower. I don't necessarily think that, like, job design... Everybody seems to have a fucking hard-on for, like, Heavensward job design, where everyone had, like, 4 dots. I don't actually like dots all that much. I feel like on, like, a visceral level, you don't really feel the damage of a dot. Like, they're so fucking important, but they feel like... On just a physical level, they feel less important than, like... If an ability did the same damage as a dot did over its full duration up front, but then had a cooldown equal to the duration of the dot. That's my shoe. And, like, part of the reason that people suck at fucking FF14, I think, is because it doesn't feel like their dots deal damage. And so you combine that with the confusing fucking potency readings on dot tooltips, and suddenly I'm talking like an auctioneer. Suddenly, people don't actually understand the value of their dot. It doesn't feel good and it doesn't look good, so I use it. I mean, it says Goring Blade is like that now. It's stronger than Rage of Alone until it upgrades to Royal Authority. Why? What? That's so stupid. Today's the day where I complain about a lot of things, apparently. Hold on. Shit. There. Missed it anyway. I had to take down a fucking to-do note. Rage is 350, Goring is 390 plus the dot, Royal is 550. That's so blatant, too. Like, it's so obvious. What the fuck? Why design the class in a way that encourages people to play it wrong until a certain breakpoint? Doesn't that go against the entire premise of introducing abilities gradually over time? Isn't the entire idea behind restricting the player's skill set to, like, help keep the complexity managed and chunk the fucking difficulty of learning how their class works in its entirety over, like, time? Well, like that, and giving the player some fucking milestones to, like, feel accomplished about. Well, hey, if I get one more level, I can get X or Y. On that note, let's talk about fucking Black Ops Cold War. Because I've recently been playing the fucking first Call of Duty game I've ever owned, and I don't think I will ever stream it. Oh dear. That was fucked up. But, like, the actual core gameplay of those games is unsurprisingly ridiculously fucking tight and refined. But, like, what's also tight and refined is things that have nothing to do with fun. Stuff like, the game is very carefully paced to ensure that even after, like, hours and hours of play, you unlock exactly one almost inconsequential thing per match, and the game immediately funnels you into going to look at it, while silently putting you back into matchmaking in the background, and the matchmaking delay is exactly the same amount of time as it takes you to evaluate the new thing, like the attachment or perk or fucking equipment or whatever. and decide whether to slot it into your new loadouts. And so if you're not paying attention, you're just in another game. And it's like no time passed at all. And that type of shit is like everywhere. The way the fucking interface has been optimized to like punch you in the head with the neurotransmitters that get you to buy the battle pass is hilarious. Nah, it does feel like casino comping. It sucks because I think that game is actually, like, the core gameplay of that game is cool and good and, like, worth bothering with. But, like, the moment-to-moment experience of playing it is fucked up in ways that have nothing to do with making the player happy. Oh yeah, Black Mage's rotation changing every 3 seconds. The fucking job having like 12 different leveling rotations and its fucking priorities constantly changing. And then we wonder why people do like fucking rotations that are 3 GCDs long and end in cold flares. I have just announced to Runa that I'm not holding an item. And there you go. Ah! I'm bad at navigating ice. Thanks, Keeg. I'm glad you, did the appropriate groundwork to appreciate my fucking sentence. I've kind of accepted my fucking, position in life at this point to just forever be the fucking esoteric and, like, barely connected fucking strong opinions guy. Like, I don't know what I do other than try to make things better and then, like, act like a tool on the internet. I think this might be enough, but I don't know. Very weird. I don't know what I'm doing ever. Sometimes I play arcade games. Sometimes I play things that are as close to arcade games as possible without having the fucking reputation and, like, built-in feelings of distinction for clearing them. No, guys, I swear I'll onesie Seiketsu eventually. It's like, I'd say I have a plan, but calling my priorities a plan is like... It's calling a set of water wings a yacht. Like, your head's in the right place, and maybe it has some of the same functionality, but it's probably still important that you don't do this. Also, can I just say that I adore the phrase water wings? It is so cute. As this still sounds better than being a wage slave, though. I mean, I certainly think so, or I'd be doing the other thing. Also, wage slave is awful. Holy shit, that sequence of words sucks. But, like... I'm in a relatively fucking uncommon, and I I'd say pretty privileged position that allows me to live in the way that I live, I think. I'm with, like, kind of a frankly ridiculous group of people who are all kind of dedicated to, like, doing cool shit on the internet and spending as little time as possible not doing that. And we've been able to, like, do things with economies of scale and make compromises that are not available to most people who are acting alone or even with, like, one or two friends or partners. Also, I've definitely woken up to fucking ankle-deep water all over my floor multiple times. Oh no. One time, me and Ethan definitely literally shoveled sewage into a garbage bag for half an hour. They're fucking talking about the, like, incredibly unlikely circumstances that brought everybody together in the same house. And, like, there are a lot of things, there are a lot of stupid things that, like, basically were requirements for this situation coming together. Like, I distinctly remember nearly missing my flight to, like, come out and fucking meet these guys for the first time. And if that had happened, we wouldn't be here. But, like, the weirdest and dumbest anecdote we got to, besides the Denny's story, which I will not tell again today because it is too much for today, but if you haven't heard it, ask me later, was, after moving in, we basically had to detox this place several times in a row because it had been more or less completely abandoned for what we estimate to be about 10 years. The photos were not all that accurate. What the fuck? I water skipped there? And so Wes is like, alright, so I'll do the entire basement with fucking bleach. Just to make sure that the whole place is fucking sparkling clean and sanitized. Gives us a good baseline to fucking work with. So, about half an hour later, we had evacuated the house. Because Wes did not know, and no one had thought to explain that you are definitely supposed to dilute bleach before putting it in a sprayer and spraying it all over the basement. You're actually supposed to dilute it like 20 to 1. So we just got in the car and we drove to Walmart and we looked at a bunch of things that at the moment we were too broke to buy. And then we went home and we stood outside in the cold at 2 in the morning for an hour, waiting until the vaguely chlorine-scented fumes had dissipated enough to be like, yeah, I think it's probably safe for us to go into this house now. And, I don't know, the next time I appear to have brain damage, maybe remember that. Very good in normal times here. And it was fucking clean. There's too much wild shit in this living situation, man. I'm too fucking blessed to be living with the people that I'm living with. Like, the first time I ever got to physically see like, and like interact with a long distance relationship that was at the time going on like 6 or 7 years was because me and all of my friends decided that we didn't have a better life plan at the moment than to just get an apartment with some guy that I met on a fucking MMO. We have been through some weird shit. The combination of circumstances that allows me to do the shit that I'm doing today is, like, insane. I want to suggest that there's probably some pretty strong survivor bias associated with it. Was it at least a good MMO? What are those? I've never heard of one. I like these streams because it gets to, like, the completely disconnected ranting phase, and then it gets to the phase where I start going on completely disconnected rants about the completely disconnected rants. Because I just can't fucking help myself. Mostly just want to know if you met an L-Sword. It wasn't Del-Sword. It was Phantasy Star, which is marginally better. I actually think that game is good. I think most of the things that I ended up disliking about it, and like why I moved away from JP, mainly had to do with like a whole bunch of encounter design in a row being fucking awful, and then like gearing being consistently terrible for a period of like months. Yeah, PSO2. Alright, coming up on the 3-hour mark. I actually said to myself, I'll probably only stream for 2 hours, and it's definitely been 3. So I'll tell you what. Let's do the thing that we do. Shit. This thing start boosting just hearing the wall of sound advance. Oh dear. Oh. Gates actually make this completely insane. There was like a really bad fucking period in PSO2 where basically there was a new best-in slot for every single class like every month. And the investment to get it was mostly just a whole bunch of fucking throwaway content. Like, Yamato's miserable. Nobody fucking try to pretend that Yamato is good. Alright. Get the fuck out of here. I'm done rambling. Thanks for coming. I mean it. It's... I think the audience is the difference between streaming and, like, being that guy on the street corner where you, like, you leave them in your peripheral vision, but you never turn away and you always find another route. You are the reason I'm not that guy. And I appreciate that, so thank you. Anyway, go home. Race car takes flight and jumps a fence.